where we overview landmark Supreme Court cases. So can you get in groups of 2? So if you could get in groups of 2, Cole. And then what I'm gonna have you do is once you're in groups of 2, I want you to read these over. Then in your group of 2, who is gonna be in your group? Okay, Annie, do you want to take that one? I want you to present briefly what your landmark Supreme Court case is. Okay, you got one. And then just write a little brief overview on the board, just something short to help other people study in case this would be what would be. Oh, I'm sorry. Would be what would be on your. Who's in a group? Okay, so then you'd put it on the board what you learned. Jacob, now you're here. Okay, do you need one? Mackenzie? Okay, you got one, Roberta? Okay, so what I want you to do is take like a minute to just go over it. Then one group at a time, you'll come up, present what you have on your landmark Supreme Court case. Then you'll write it briefly on the board, okay? You guys want to start?
Teachers, please pardon this interruption. Mass did get out late, about 3 minutes, so please admit students who are at Mass. Also, please, I'll explain through an email, so please check your email shortly. Thank you.
All right, so do you guys want to start? Colby and Isaac, do you want to come to the front of the room or the podium? Yeah, present it and write a brief summary on the board so for studying people can visualize it as well.
Alright, well, I'm sure you guys have all heard of this before, but we had the Brown versus Board of Education, and what happened was Mr. Brown wanted his daughter to attend the neighborhood school, and his daughter was black, and the school was all for whites. And the decision was schools were desegregated, and separate is unequal, and separate but equal has no place. So they integrated schools and overturned Plessy versus Ferguson and led to the 14th Amendment in 1954.
You can write that on the board. There should be a black marker. Okay, who's next I would like to go? Okay, go ahead. So please be giving all the people that are talking and presenting your full attention. Please don't talk over them.
We had Plessy versus Ferguson. What happened? Plessy, who was 1/8 African descent, sat in a white-only train car and would not move one pass.
The decision was establish the concept of separate but equal in public facilities, which is the 14th Amendment.
Okay, thank you, ladies. And if you could write a brief synopsis on the board. Okay, Claire, Brandon, Cole. Cole. I'm always confused. Brandon and Cole. It's the hair. It's got to be the hair. Sorry.
So we had the Dred Scott versus Sanford. What happened was Sanford lived in Missouri, which was a slave state, and he took Dred Scott to Illinois, which was a free state, and Scott said that he was now free.
The decision was that states could not deprive a person of his rights to property, and it led to the Fifth Amendment in 1857.
Okay, thank you. Which group would like to go next? Okay, Jacob. And Brandon. I got it.
So in Miranda versus Arizona, Miranda was arrested but not told his right to confess to the crime. He signed a confession.
And final decision was that the person must be read his or her rights before being arrested, which are the Miranda rights. And when Ernesto Miranda was arrested and questioned, he signed a confession that listed he had full knowledge of his legal rights, and he was not made aware of his rights to counsel and to counsel, and his confession of when he signed it over was illegal, which led to the 50.
Okay, thank you. And when you're done writing on the board, you can give back your court cases to me. I'll take those for the next class. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
I was
Yeah, I'll just put it. You can write it on the board.
I have a hard time. Okay, do you guys want to present?
Yeah.
Okay, can you give Ethan and Jonathan your full attention?
So Marbury versus Madison established judicial review, which is the final authority of the Supreme Court to work on the gun.
Okay,
Is there more to this?
that's all that you need to know is judicial review. And that will probably most likely be on your test. Okay, Camden. You guys are eager to go to the.
We have Gideon versus Rainwright, which is about a man named Gideon who was a petty theft and had already served 4 prison terms, but he was caught and charged with armed robbery, and the judge refused to appoint him an attorney, and he asked for an attorney, and the judge refused to appoint him one, and under Florida law was only provided for capital crime, which is the death penalty. The constitutional issue was the issue of the Sixth Amendment, and whether or not and consider the right to a fair trial, and whether or not those extended to all criminal cases. And the court decision was that courts ruled in his favor, and it guaranteed that everybody has a right to an attorney in court.
Okay, thank you. Eager to go next. Oh, seems like we're all competing.
Our court case is Henry Galt. What happened, Henry Galt, we assume it's a kid's name. He was sent to juvenile detention for an allegedly obscene phone call, no lawyer, no witnesses. The decision, juveniles are provided due process as well as adults. Prior to this ruling, juvenile crimes were handled in family law, not criminal law. 14th Amendment due process in 1966.
Okay, thank you. After Caitlin, you want to go?
Sure.
I have extra markers in this red bin. I was keeping them from the sophomores, but you're writing on the board.
Driving to sophomore, Margaret.
Thanks, Madison. You should pray for me out for a few.
We have Worcester versus Rocha. What happened upholds Cherokee land ownership against claims by the state of Georgia. Decision, President Andrew Jackson's refusal to enforce the ruling demonstrates the limits of the court. Andrew Jackson seized Cherokee land and forced the Cherokees to head to Oklahoma during the trial of Tears.
Okay.
How was he able to do that? How was he able to do that?
We had Roe versus Wade. What happened was there's a big dispute about how if a woman should get rid of her child by abortion. The decision was a state could not take away a woman's right to an abortion, which led to privacy on the 4th Amendment, 1973.
Yeah.
How was Andrew Jackson just able to ignore the court's decision on that?
He was able to ignore it because he had a lot of power back then, and he didn't really follow the checks and balances.
But the checks and balances
keep him from all that power, so how is
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where now, in modern days, the president can't do that, but back then, the president had more power to do things like that. And when I was teaching at Wilbur, we had a big discussion about that, and the kids were upset about it. We did the trails here.
What grade?
8th grade. But yeah, it was one of those things where it is bizarre that that could have happened, and nowadays that would never happen. Chester V. Georgia, what was the year? Do you guys have the year on it?
18,
No. Okay.
26.
I think it was 18. It was before the Civil War. Yeah, you can look it up.
18, 21, 7, 8, 6. No, high points.
You're close. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So how far did this class get on your study guide? Okay, if I were to start quizzing you,
We would do great.
okay, and just a verbal quiz,
No.
like an oral
No.
quiz.
Hey, we get participation points?
We'll see. We'll see how well you guys do.
Participation points.
If I were quizzing you, what is a plaintiff?
Person who.
What's a defendant?
Receiving.
Okay, if you could raise your hand, what's original jurisdiction? Okay, Claire?
They're the first court to hear, the case.
Okay. Appellate jurisdiction?
The higher court.
Okay. And what do? Do they appeal?
The ruling.
Yeah. Yeah. And they'd appeal. Okay, what is the Judiciary Act of 1789? You can look in your book if you need to. Maddie?
It set up the 3-tier system.
Okay. That's good. So what does the district court do? You guys can look in your book. Okay. And we talked about when we had our PowerPoint about the district court case where there was a cop accused of police brutality and he had to go to Kansas District Court. Courts of Appeals. You know, Courts of Appeals?
Here appeals from district court.
Okay, Colby?
They oversee trials that people thought like the verdict was unlawful or there was a mistake in.
Yeah, there was a mistake. Okay, the Supreme Court, what did they do? What did the 9 justices do? Yes, Danny? They're usually more high-profile cases from a state Supreme Court or from Court of Appeals. Okay, and now you guys should know this pretty well. Appointing federal judges, what are the 4 steps? Remember with your visual? Does anyone know? Mackenzie?
Legal expertise, party affiliation, judicial philosophy, and opinion from the Senate.
Yeah, those are the steps. What is judicial review? Tammy? Yeah, they align like we learned in Marbury versus Madison. Okay, what are grand juries? Yes. Sierra?
They are canonical citizens set up to hear evidence of a possible crime and to recommend under